For several weeks, the manipulative Dr. Todd has been blackmailing Charity over the truth surrounding baby Leyla's parentage. The villainous medic is set to sexually assault Charity in the episode airing on Sunday, June 7th. Through the storyline, the ITV soap will examine the profound sense of isolation many survivors experience, particularly in cases involving female-on-female assault. In the aftermath of the attack, Charity will find it difficult to process what has happened. She faces a painful dilemma as she decides whether to open up to those closest to her or keep her trauma hidden and suffer in silence. Speaking about the storyline, producer Sophie Roper said, "Charity's story will explore the impact of sexual violence. While the assault is ultimately an act of power and control, we will also examine the unique challenges Charity faces when trying to understand her trauma after being assaulted by another woman." With very little public discussion around female-on-female assault, the storyline will highlight the intense loneliness many survivors feel. It will also explore the difference between the legal definition of sexual assault and the way many women in similar situations perceive their experience, feeling that the terminology does not fully reflect what happened to them. Although some scenes will be difficult to watch, Charity's strength and determination will provide hope as she begins to confront her ordeal. Emma Atkins also reflected on the storyline, saying, "This has been one of the most challenging and important stories I've tackled as Charity. Audiences know her as a strong and resilient woman, but this experience reveals a much deeper vulnerability that has been incredibly emotional to portray. I hope the storyline encourages people to speak out and helps viewers better understand the lasting effects of trauma." Todd uncovered Charity's deception shortly after Leyla's birth. Charity had agreed to act as a surrogate for Jacob Sugden, but after a one-night encounter with Ross Barton, she became pregnant with his child instead. Throughout the pregnancy, Charity kept the truth hidden from Sarah and never intended to reveal it after the baby was born. Todd later gained access to Leyla's medical records and noticed that the baby's blood type did not match that of Jacob Sugden, leading her to uncover the secret. Initially, Todd demanded £10,000 in return for keeping quiet. However, after discovering that Charity co-owned the Woolpack, she dramatically increased her demand to £100,000. Desperate to raise the money, Charity approached Kim Tate and asked her to purchase her share of the pub, believing it was the only realistic solution. However, Kim later withdrew her interest, leaving Charity with few options. Feeling trapped, she began considering a plan to steal money from the home farm safe in order to pay off her blackmailer. As the pressure mounts, Todd warns Charity that unless she hands over the cash, the truth will be exposed during Sarah's 21st birthday celebration. Overwhelmed by fear and anxiety, Charity turns to alcohol and eventually confronts Todd once more. This time, Charity takes a different approach and challenges Todd to reveal the secret if she wants to. The tactic appears to work, and Todd backs down. She admits she cannot bring herself to ruin Sarah's life, and even attempts to defend her own actions. But as the situation slips out of her control, Todd commits a devastating act by sexually assaulting Charity, leaving her life changed forever. Emmerdale is set to tackle the growing issue of online scams in a new storyline involving Kerry Wyatt, and actress Laura Norton believes it is a subject that will resonate with many viewers. Speaking about the dangers of modern scams, Laura admitted just how convincing technology has become. She explained that even she sometimes struggles to tell whether something online is genuine, highlighting how easily people can be fooled by increasingly sophisticated fraud tactics. She also shared an example of a common scam in which parents receive messages claiming to be from their children using a different phone number. Because the message appears personal and familiar, many people respond without questioning its authenticity. Laura hopes the storyline will encourage viewers to recognize warning signs and become more cautious when dealing with suspicious messages. The storyline centers on Kerry, a character who has never been afraid to bend the rules when the opportunity presents itself. While she is fiercely loyal to those she cares about, she has a long history of getting involved in questionable schemes, making her an ideal figure for a plot involving deception and revenge. Carrie's unusual friendship and marriage arrangement with Eric Pollard has already caused plenty of complications, while her relationship with Jai Sharma has added another layer of drama to her life. The latest trouble begins when Jai leaves town, leaving Carrie balancing work responsibilities and caring for his son, Archie. At work, Billy Fletcher impresses Caleb Milligan by securing a new client, earning praise from his boss. Carrie, meanwhile, feels overlooked and underappreciated. She had believed Caleb valued her contributions more highly, but his admiration for Billy makes her realize she may have been mistaken. Her frustration grows when she has to leave work to collect Archie and is criticized by Caleb for her commitment to the job. Having taken on significant responsibility helping to care for Jai's son, Carrie feels deeply offended by his remarks. The situation takes an unexpected turn when Caleb receives what appears to be a phone call from his daughter Steph asking for financial assistance. Trusting the request, he instructs Billy to transfer £5,000 from his account to help with a property deposit. However, elsewhere, it is revealed that Steph is actually overseas with her boyfriend, making the request impossible. The truth soon emerges when Archie is shown listening to an artificial intelligence recreation of Steph's voice. Moments later, the missing money arrives in his account, exposing him as the mastermind behind the scam. Carrie becomes suspicious after noticing Archie's behavior and later discovers a new computer he has purchased using the stolen money. Her concerns deepen when she catches him using the AI-generated voice recording. Confused and alarmed, she confronts him and demands answers, though Archie initially refuses to reveal the truth. Eventually, Carrie pieces everything together and heads to Caleb's office, intending to expose the scam. However, her plans change dramatically after Caleb treats her dismissively and refuses to listen. Feeling humiliated and angry, Carrie abandons her intention to do the right thing. Instead, she decides to keep Archie's secret and even shocks him by suggesting they share the money. According to Laura Norton, this decision marks the return of Carrie's more rebellious side. Although she knows her actions are wrong, her resentment towards Caleb pushes her into making a reckless choice out of spite. Of course, Caleb is unlikely to accept being deceived without retaliation. Should he uncover the truth, Carrie could find herself facing serious consequences. Laura hinted that the situation may spiral out of control, especially given Carrie's tendency to act first and think later. Beyond the drama, the actress hopes the storyline serves as a warning about the dangers of scams and the growing use of artificial intelligence in fraud. She encourages anyone who receives a suspicious message to seek advice from family members before responding. As the story unfolds, viewers will see how easily technology can be used to manipulate people and how devastating the consequences can be when trust is exploited. Emmerdale continues to air every weekday at 8 p.m. on ITV1, with episodes also available to stream on ITVX.